All right, everybody, welcome. E2G Sports Network presents night 2 of the NFL Combine. Watching the offensive linemen as we speak. Kind of give you a rundown of what we think of the position and the running backs. Hopefully, it'll be running before I'm done talking. Since I'm flying solo, I'm not going to go too long tonight. We just wanted to reach out to everybody every day, and if people had questions on positions, players, somebody who stepped up, more than welcome to. So you know who I am. I'm Buddy E2G at E2G Founder. Here with you for a little while. So feel free to ask away with questions. The first thing I will say is I'm very impressed by the athleticism and movement of the offensive linemen we've seen in Group 1 so far. And Icom's making a case to be the number 1 pick over Evan Neal, who didn't work out today. So let's see how that all goes. I have no idea what that means. I don't know. Facebook user, I don't. If you can just tell me who you are, I'm sorry if it's somebody we know, but it's just coming up as Facebook user. So 42140. Actually, that did not stick last night. He ended up running a 429. Everybody was negated about 0.08 off their run. So it was something to do with the timing system. I guess with Charlie Casserly not being there, one of the most self-absorbed assholes in the NFL wasn't there. So he probably caused the stink somehow, knowing that guy. But no, we don't have a new time. John Ross is 422. And just to tell you about the 40 time, how much it means, tell me about John Ross's career. Yeah, it was pretty good, huh? Yep, that we pretty much summed it up right there. Summed it up. I would have cut up some highlights, but I don't have 45 seconds right now. So this game is a lot more than being a 40 time. 40 times important, but there's so many elements to making a good player. And I think people get overhyped by the 40 time. But would have been nice to see it. It's good to see it out of a receiver or a guy who's going to be a kick return who is actually going to run straight 40 yards and actually have that matter. So, again, I'm an E2G founder on Twitter. My name is Buddy Andrade. Following the NFL draft since 1991. First year was my Leonard. I'll call it the Leonard Russell Pat Harlow for Russell Maryland trade to Dallas, and Russell Maryland went to win some championships with the Cowboys, and Russell was with the Patriots for 3 years, Harlow for 4, I believe. That's the one I remember. Because speed and sexy and can always be used. There's other guys who use the speed too, and there's 11 of them. So, I mean, you got to scheme it up too. So are they smart enough to follow the scheme? I mean, speed is very nice. I wish you'd give me a name. I don't know who you are, so all I see is Facebook users. So I'd love talking to whoever. So right now, I'm hoping they're going to get to the running backs. I just want to see a few of the 40 times. But Iguano, he is so athletic. He's a freak. He's physical. And I was wrong. I pigeonholed him as a guard. I really did because I looked at the 6'4", and then really watched some tape on him and how he took people from left tackle across the line, blocking them. There's just offensive linemen who just have that ability to take your will and drive you right out of the play. And they'll usually, by about the second quarter, have eaten your lunch. Third quarter, stole your girlfriend. In fourth quarter, they're driving your car home early because you quit. And he seems like one of those type guys. And that's what you need with a mindset with an offensive lineman like that. Teams I'm looking at early, definitely Jacksonville needs offensive line help. They've got to protect Trevor Lawrence. The Jets, I'm curious about. Mekhi Becton is a good left tackle. I'm concerned about the injury history. They lost Cameron Clark, who is a guy I loved coming out of Charlotte. Moved from tackle to guard, and just injuries caught up to him, and I feel bad. Even as a Patriots fan, like I loved Cameron Clark coming out. Wanted to see him succeed at the next level. But you start sliding down, and the Giants have a couple of spots they can grab an edge and a tackle or a good offensive lineman and make an impact for Brian Daboll's new system inside. And then there's the teams that need the help further down. The Chargers need to protect Justin Herbert, and we all know the Bengals need to protect Joe Burrow. This isn't a question, it's a necessity. There's no reason a dude should be on the ground that much. Never. 9 times sacked. And, of course, Jeffrey Simmons, who is the second best defensive tackle in football, is the reason he was on the ground quite most of those times. But no, you got to find inside help to make these guys better. Herbert, got to protect them. I know you got to pay Mike Williams, but you got to protect them. And especially the Bengals. I'm going 2 or 3 deep drafting of offensive linemen this year. Interior, outside, guy who can be rotational and really improving and building upon that. Because if you can give time to him with those receivers and Joe Mixon in the backfield, they're gonna be a dangerous team for a long time. And they got a sniff of it. And that's what the Bills didn't get, was the sniff of it. So they're still trying to get to that point. And the Chiefs have had a sniff of it. And they knew they had to rebuild their offensive line last year, and they did. And they got back to the Final Four. So offensive line play is very important. Daniel Jeremiah had a good point earlier. Usually tackles, you're looking at 6'5" and a half and up in height. Probably longer than 32.5-inch arms, because you want to be able to kick step, get your hands up, and block, an edge rusher. And these guys with freakish 34.5 or 35, or a couple of years ago, there was this kid, Alex Taylor. I think he's still in the league with the Browns on their developmental side. He had 36.5-inch arms and 11-inch hands. It's like getting hit with an oven mitt. And he's a guy I just look at. Guys who have that type of size get opportunity. And going back to our Facebook user saying 421 new record and speed is sexy. 2 things that will get you opportunity in this league. Speed like that will absolutely give you the opportunity, and hopefully, you can develop into a route runner, even a deep runner, a kickoff returner, something that they can use that speed for. And when I look at the offensive line, you can't teach size. You coach it up, you mold it, you try to fit it into your system, but you don't teach size and you don't teach speed. Those are natural given things. And, there are some guys who have played offensive tackle in college, possibly for 3 or 4 years too, at a school that may not be a Power 5 school. And because they're like 6'3", 6'4", they did all right on the edge in the smaller conference, but they're going to get kicked inside and guard, and you really want to use that athleticism you had of them outside and making them stronger inside. So you get positional versatility. That's something you look for here. Patriot fans, I know you always think Nick Saban. I'm going to give you a name. I'm going to give you a program. University of Illinois. Brett Bielema is down there now as the coach. They got a couple of pretty good offensive linemen. Lowe just ran a little while ago. He's a 4-position guy, and you know how the Patriots feel about multi-position guys. And he graded out at PFF one week this year as the best offensive lineman out there in college. So he's a guy to keep an eye on. I'm losing my voice already, too. All right. Sucks because I went on in Denver this one and I hadn't talked to anybody before my weekly with David Hurlbut, and I got on and I have this voice and I'm like, oh God, I had no idea. The only person I had talked to was Stark. That was it. So yeah, so they're showing Joe Thomas and Sean O'Hara. Remember how big these guys were when they were in the league? Yeah, it looks like Joe Thomas is like 6'6", 190 pounds in a polo shirt. Like, he looks great post football. Really good at telling it the way it is, and a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame in a few years. So that's just a basic rundown of what's going on tonight with the Combine. We have a live chat going on the E2G Sports LLC page. There's a thread there. You want to talk with us there? Works out better. Save my voice because I got to have a voice for the shows tomorrow and Sunday too. So see what I can do. But thank you for tuning in this short time. Thank you for Facebook user getting in there. And let's enjoy the rest of the night. And let's see some of these running backs, because I don't think a running back's going in the first round. But if you look in the last few years, Cam Akers, second round. Jonathan Taylor, second round. There's some quality guys there. And believe in the tread thing and mileage. How many carries guys have had. Jonathan Taylor, for as talented as he is, had a lot of carries in college. There's a lot of mileage on that body. And I want to see if he's as effective 3 years from now as he is right now. He's still in his prime and touches. It's like a car. Eventually, it's going to wear down. Speaking of that, I bought a car today. Very excited. I don't know. It was a different process. It broke my heart. I wanted no part of it, but my Traverse is at the end, so we had to move on. So let's just say I'll have a nice red 2019 Buick Encore. And I thought it was important, especially for the business, because there's a lot of traveling and sales stuff that we're getting involved in now. So it's going to work out. And you're drafting Ross 10 times out of 10. Good for you, man. Good for you. You're going to need to draft him every year, because the year before, he did nothing for you. So it's a good idea to draft him 10 times out of 10. Probably 10 times in a row. All right, everybody. Have yourself a great night. Save my voice for tomorrow. We'll be with you tomorrow for D-line and linebackers, edge players. And we'll be here Sunday afternoon for defensive backs. And also early Sunday, we will have our AEW pay-per-view preview with the group. We're still formulating everybody who's going to be in it, but we'll have an AEW Revolution pay-per-view preview. All right. To everybody out there, have a great night. Going to save my voice. Maybe I'll even get some tea. I love DoorDash. Damn, so good. All right. Have yourselves a good night. Thank you very much.